So it is time to talk about what happened and what's been happening to my fucking motors and why I've gone through so many fucking motors. So first things first, I just want to clarify, it wasn't the tuner. All right, guys. So you guys could judge what I'm about to tell you however you guys want. We got to face the reality. Everybody judges things differently according to the way they are, their perspectives, the way they grew up. Everything is just different. Everybody runs things differently. Everybody acts differently. It's just reality, okay? So I'm not gonna point fingers in this video. I'm just gonna tell you guys exactly what happened, and like in my perspective, you guys could go ahead and judge my perspective or see things the way you guys want to see it. I'm just gonna tell you guys how I see things, and you guys just judge from there. So to start off here, you guys have seen I've been going through a bunch of different motors, bunch of different setups, and it's not something new to me to have a blown up VHR. So they have all had their reasons as to why. It wasn't the tuner, it wasn't the tune on any of those setups of why my cars blew up. But again, I'll explain why right now. So let's start with maybe the first motor. So the first motor that I had on this car was the OEM motor. That motor was tuned already. It was on full bolt-on. That thing was tuned, and I abused the hell out of that motor, okay? So I'm taking accountability on the first motor. The first motor still had the dual mass flywheel, so keep that in mind, all right? So one, I abused the hell out of it, and it still had the dual mass flywheel. I went boost with the OEM dual mass flywheel. What happened there, right? On the first motor, I spun a bearing. That first motor is sitting right over there. That first motor spun a bearing. In my opinion, it spun the motor because of the dual mass flywheel. Before I blew up the motor, I started hearing like a weird vibration. It was coming from my transmission tunnel, right? It was like a woo. Right there, I was already like, oh shit, what's going on? I was like, it's probably the clutch. I'll just change it soon and I'll be done with it. So I continued driving it, and one day I did some pulls, and then the noise got louder. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to park this thing. So I was just driving it chill, whatever. I go through the drive-through, and then the vibration started getting hella loud. And then the motor started raw knocking, literally right at a drive-through. So I wasn't even doing a pull. I wasn't doing anything. It just started knocking on it in the drive-through, like straight up. So when I took that motor apart and I pulled the transmission out and everything, I inspected the dual mass flywheel, and it had crazy play, like in and out of play. And obviously that's gonna throw off the balance on the crank and all that. So I'm pretty sure that's what ended up causing the first motor to blow up. Tune-wise, the car was happier than ever. Like even from my built motor setups, like that setup was really good, and I'm pretty sure it would have lasted me a while if I would have switched out that flywheel. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So if you guys are watching this and you guys have a OEM dual mass flywheel setup on your car and you're pushing a lot of boost, just make sure you replace that thing, all right? Or your motor's gonna go. Well, at least from my experience, you know? So second motor setup, that one, shit, bro, I gotta remember, low key, hold up. Okay, I remember. Second motor is right here, actually. So the second motor setup, that thing blew up because anti-lag. Anti-lag was real. So again, not on the tuner, it was on me. And again, you could argue a bunch of shit because people, again, have different perspectives, and it's not the tuner's job to tell you what to do and what not to do. You know, like a tuner, especially admin, he is busy. He deals with a whole bunch of different people. He's not just gonna be babying everybody. Yeah, maybe if I was a tuner, everybody could have different opinions. Again, let me clarify that. If I was a tuner, maybe I would just be like a do and don't list, and then just send it to people like, hey, fucking, if you have anti-lag, don't abuse the fuck out of that shit. Like, you know, I wasn't ever fucking told that. I mean, it was pretty obvious to me, and I knew, you know, I knew not to do that. But I did it either way because it was fun, and I was like, if it blows up, I'll go build motor. I was ready. I didn't really give a damn, you know. So that happened. I was abusing the shit out of the anti-lag, and before it blew up, I gave all my boys rides, like straight up back to back, just rides, just fucking pulls. I wanted all my boys to feel how like sick it felt, you know what I mean? Like everybody, you're excited, you want to show your boys, like you want everybody to feel what you're feeling, like you want everybody to feel your excitement, you know? It's like, it's just what it is. It's the love for cars, it's the passion for cars and shit. So it's normal. You use your shit, but you know the risks and you take them. So now for the third motor. The third motor is now the built motor. So when I made that post and I said motor number 4, I was talking about the next motor that I'm getting would be the motor number 4. So I didn't feel like clarifying that on the comments or anything, just because, I mean, new people are gonna see the post again and they're just gonna think motor number 4, no. This one is my third motor, okay? All of this, keep in mind, it's all happened in less than like a year or two. So I've only been through 3 motors. If I get another one, that's motor number 4, just to clarify that, all right? So this is now the third motor, right? Third motor for this baby girl. I got it. I wanted a built motor now because, one, I wanted to race. I wanted to drift. I wanted to abuse my car, right? I wanted to use it. I wanted to enjoy it. Like any other car enthusiast wants to enjoy their car and drive it. And like, you know, like, you don't want to be like those guys that just fucking build their shit aesthetically and then they just park it. Like, no, that wasn't me. That's not what I've ever done. Like, I've always used all my cars until now because obviously my shit's breaking. So I wanted to use it. So I wanted to go build motor, obviously, you know? So I go build motor. First, I start asking questions. This is where everybody needs to pay attention now, all right? So let's go straight into it, right? What happened? My motor blows up. What do I do? My motor blows up. Admin hits me up right away. He's like, hey, let's get you a built motor. I'm going to get you right. Get you the same setup that, I don't know if you guys know 370Z Trash. If you guys are watching this video, you guys probably know him. I mean, him and Admin go crazy. So anyways, that was a little sidetrack right there, but shout out 370 Trash. Your shit is sick as fuck. I wish my shit ended up like that, but anyways, fucking Admin told me get the same setup that 370Z Trash has and the one that I have on my 370Z, which both of their cars are running A1. Like, they're running really good and they're making good power and all that. So that originally was the plan. I was gonna do that. The only thing that was preventing me from wanting to do that was that it was gonna take longer. Like, I was just impatient. Okay, so that's step 1. I'm taking accountability there. That's my fault that I should have just waited. But again, let me keep explaining, all right? So he told me to pick that motor up. And I was like, shit, okay, let me run some numbers and I'll let you know. We'll see what we do. So we waited a little bit and then out of nowhere, oh, keep in mind this right here. I had a plan for my car and for my Instagram page. I really wanted to start making content. I wanted to wrap this car, which I already have the wrap sitting over there. I have the cage right here. I have so many plans to do with this car. I still have them, but I just don't know if I should do it, right? Anyways, keep that in mind. I had that feeling like it was right there. I was so close. I was like, dude, I can't let my shit die off. I need to keep going, right? So out of nowhere, I fucking see a post. Somebody selling a built motor, which is in the car right now, right? So I see that post and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what are the fucking odds that there's a built motor for sale literally local to me? And Admin knows the guy, right? Because Admin posted on his story. I fucking hit him up, right? I hit him up. Whatever, the guy tells me the motor's good. He's like, yeah, Admin told me that the motor's good. It's super strong and healthy. Okay, right there, Admin. As soon as Admin's name is in there, I was like, okay, I'm trusting it. Like, I'm trusting Admin, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, let me hit up Admin and see what he thinks about the motor. And I'm like, let's see, what's up? So I hit him up and Admin was like, oh, you want that one? And I was like, yeah, like, is it good though? I'm like, cause if not, I'll get the CSS block. I didn't tell him that, right? I probably should have said that, but I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know, like I'm asking that so I know if it's good or not. So he said, yeah, it's good. Let me try and read the message right now. So he asked me, you want that one? I was like, yeah, I'm just worried about it blowing. Hopefully it don't blow up too soon. Like making that joke, you know? And then he's like, He's like, nah, no reason it should. This one should hold up for like easily 800 to 850. I was like, oh shit, perfect, bro. Like he gave me the green light right there, right? So I was like, all right, let's go get it. I'm trusting admin, you know. So then I hit up the guy and I ask him, I'm like, okay, bro, like when are you ready to pull it? I'm cash ready. Let's get it going. So again, I'm eager. I want my shit to run. I'm like, dude, I finally found a motor. It's gonna be so quick. I'm gonna hop in there, do it all quick. You know, like if you've been following me for a while, you guys already know. If I have the parts on me and I have everything I need, bro, I ain't even slacking, bro. I'm getting that shit done. Like I don't care if I'm up from the morning till the next day. Like I'm working, bro. Like if you guys know me, you guys know that's what I do. So anyways, I was like, let's fucking get it going. So I'm trying to pressure the guy. I'm like, hey, bro, let me know when you could take out the motor. I was like, I want to get my shit running. He's like, shit, okay, I'm trying to figure it out, whatever. He was kind of lagging a little bit, and then I was pressuring a little bit. I was impatient, honestly. I mean, me being impatient is probably what fucked up everything, because I should have just waited for the CSS block. But yeah. So we ended up deciding what was gonna happen. I talked to the guy that sold me the motor, and he was telling me that the reason why he was selling the motor was that he just didn't use the car and that it was parked and shit, right? So that right there, I was like, fuck it. I mean, I'm trusting again. I'm trusting. And nobody told me what I'm about to tell you a little bit further on. I'm just explaining everything that led on to that point, and then I'll explain other shit in a bit. All right, so I'm like, okay, this shit works, everything's looking good, like let's get it done. So we decide on a day, and then he gets it pulled, and then they come and they drop it off at my house. Me being like trying to be like as fair and as straight as possible, I did not lowball, bro. I shot him an offer. He accepted it right away, and I did not budge from it, like at all. Like I was trusting that the motor was good. I was trusting that everybody was being honest, about the motor, and that it was all good, right? He pulls up, drops it off. I didn't ask any questions, bro. I literally pulled the dipstick and I just checked it out a little bit, and everything looked good. So I was like, all right, bro, here's your money. Like I gave him the cash straight up. I didn't even I wasn't bitching. You guys, if you guys have done business with me, you guys already know I don't be lowballing you unless I know I have to. Like, if you're giving me a price, like, bro, if I think it's worth it or whatever, I ain't gonna hassle you. I'm gonna give you the money. You know what I mean? So same shit right here. That's how it happened. So then I was like, okay, I got the motor. Let's fucking get to work. Literally, like the next day, bro, I was putting that shit in already. Like, I started fucking working on it. There's a video if you guys want to check. I started putting it together, whatever. I had all the boys come over, and then we put it together. So boom, right there, we're chilling, right? So then I put it together, and then now I'm waiting for the dyno day, right? So I tell admin, like, hey, I already got it together. He sends me a base map, and then he tells me not to boost it, whatever. So I'm like, okay. I followed all the instructions. I wasn't boosting it. I wasn't even driving it. And if I did, I was just trying to see if that everything was solid, just making sure it wouldn't overheat, all that, right? So whatever. So dyno day comes. The dyno day comes, and I'm over there. I'm happy as fuck. I'm like, okay, I'm running the same setup as my stock motor. My stock motor, the first motor that I had on here, and the second motor made 623 wheel horsepower. I think the first one made like 620 or some shit, and the other one made 623. Both of them on only 13 pounds of boost. So now I get a high compression motor, 12-to-1 ratio. It had ARP head studs. It had OEM gaskets. That's another thing I'm gonna go into right now. So let me give you guys the build list of the motor now, so you guys understand why I tweaked out on the dyno day, and maybe you guys will understand why I was crashing out, and I made the IG post crashing out, and then all you motherfuckers were trying to tell me I was crazy on the comments because of what I was saying, when you guys don't even fucking know, bro. Like, you guys don't even understand. You guys just fucking listen to something and you guys think that's what's true. Like bro, You guys don't even know how a fucking engine works, and you guys over here commenting and shit, all you fucking little keyboard warriors. Like, if you don't know something, don't be saying shit, bro. Anyways, I mean, that's inevitable. I saw it coming, but I was like, man, I thought at least somebody would resonate with me and be like, yeah, bro, like, check it out, check out your motor. But anyways, we'll get to that again right now. I keep fucking sidetracking, but anyways, so 12-to-1 compression ratio, Soho pistons, Carrillo rods, OEM rod bearings, OEM oil pump, ARP 625 head studs. It had ARP main studs too, and it had an OEM head gasket, right? So this is my build setup inside of there, and it was a closed deck by RGM or RJM, my bad. Fuck. So I go into the dyno day, I'm thinking, bro, higher compression motor, I'm about to make hella power with not even that much boost. I'm like, dude, this about to be sick. Like, I'm about to be stress free. Like, I'm not gonna be stressing any fucking internal parts or anything, since I won't have to up the boost that much, and I'll make some good amount of power, right? That's what I was going into. I was hella excited. I was like, dude, high compression motor, fuck yeah, bro. Like, my shit's gonna last forever. So obviously it didn't fucking happen. So I go to the dyno day, right? Excited as fuck, same kit, same everything, same fueling, same everything that I had on my stock motor. So we go there and I get on the dyno. And the first pull right away, I seen something wasn't right, bro. I looked at admin and I think he was like, what the heck? He looked at his computer and he was like, what the fuck? And then he did another pull, and again, something weird. I seen him do this or some shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, obviously something's happening, so that concerned me. And then he called me. He's like, hey, do you have the same fuel system in this car? And I was like, yeah, everything's the same. And then he's like, all right. So then he tries again, boom, does another pass. And then he asked me something about, and he calls me back again, and he's like, hey, do you have a filter on your turbo? What kind of filter do you have? I was like, nah. I was like, I just have a screen on there. I'm like, so it's not getting no restriction there. So he's like, all right. So then he tries again. He does another pull. And he's like, dude, like something's not right. And then he comes and then he's like, your car is just, it's running rich. And I was like, fuck, what the fuck? I was like, how the hell is that running rich? Again, I'm staying quiet, bro. I honestly, I don't like to like say my opinion at all. I just let people do what they have to do, and if something bad happens, then I mean, like, what could I have done? Like, if I go in there and I try and give my opinion, like, it's not gonna change anything, bro. Like, you're gonna be more annoying trying to tell people like, oh no, do this, do that, do this, and then they're just not gonna want to work on your shit. So I'm always just fucking quiet, and that's it, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do, and that's it. Like, that's why I work on all my shit myself, but obviously I can't tune. But anyways, enough of that. So he tells me that. Then I'm like, fuck, dude, something's fucking wrong. I look at the numbers, and bro, I was barely like 500 something, bro, and there was issues. So then I go back and I'm like, fuck, dude, like something's wrong. I go to my boy, like I had built this one, and then I built my boy's Red 350Z, if you guys have seen it. By the way, that one is flawless to this day. It's chilling, like everything works on that car. He drives it all the time. It's 100% chilling, bro. Like, there's no issues with that car. I'll put his that right here. So anyways, I go to my boy and I'm like, hey, like, yeah, they're having issues with the car, bro. Like, it's not acting right. And then at that point, bro, my crankcase ventilation was like spitting smoke. Like, you could see smoke coming out of it and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's happening there? Like my other motors didn't do it, and there was the stock ones. I was like, okay, maybe because it's higher compression or some shit. I was just fucking going through it. I was like, what the fuck? So then he starts upping the boost, right? He had already upped the boost, but he starts trying to up it more to try and get more power out. And then we were like at like 15 pounds already. And then it was still under 500, bro. Imagine 15 pounds on a VHR, barely hitting 500 something horsepower. Is like, really, bro? Like, there's obviously something wrong, right? So he calls me back again, and he's like, hey, what spring pressure do you have? And I was like, I honestly didn't remember, because when I bought this kit, it was a while back. Like, I probably bought it in like 2021 or some shit. I bought the turbo kit, and I bought it used, so the wastegates were shut already, and I didn't remember what springs they were. So I was like, shit, bro, honestly, I don't know. It's either a 10 or a 7. And then he's like, okay. So he's like, you got to change your spring pressure and up it so we could up the boost. And I was like in my head, I was like, bro, like, it's a higher compression motor. So why do I need to change the springs if my motor should be making more power with less boost? You know, like, everybody knows that, right? And that's where I was like stressing out. I was like, really, whatever. So he's like, yeah. He was only able to touch 603, maxing out my boost. So I had 7-pound springs in there. So we were only touching 15 pounds of boost, and I barely touched 600 horsepower. Previously, again, on my stock motor, I was making 623 horsepower with only 13 pounds of boost. So let that sink in. If you guys don't know, you guys are new to the platform, or you're new to modifying cars at all, higher compression motors make more power with less boost, okay? That's just how it is. If you guys want to learn more, go fucking look it up and learn. I'm not going to tell you right now. So that day, obviously, after me spending so much money, after me spending all night and day trying to put this car back together in time and putting my other boy's car together in time, I literally put my boy's car, a full entire turbo kit, in 2 days, bro. 2 fucking days. I did the fuel system. I did the I literally pulled the motor out just so I could do everything hella nice and easy and fast. I pulled the motor out of his car. We switched literally everything, bro. And all in 2 days. His car, 0 problems. Fucking 0, bro. And yeah, so I was obviously fucking frustrated that my shit was not working. I was like, bro, like, my shit's not gonna work, whatever. I was hella frustrated. I was like wondering why. I'm like, dude, what could we do? Like, I want my shit to work. Like, I was going around, I was trying to ask. I was like, dude, there's something obviously wrong with my motor. Like, dude, like, somebody please, like, tell me, like, what's going on. And then Amnon was like, nah, you gotta just up the boost, get an oil pressure sensor, and then we'll see what we do from there. So then I was like, bro, math ain't mathin', bro. Like, something's clearly wrong with my motor. So on that dyno day, I had a bunch of dudes there that were boosted. I was trying to get their opinions. Everybody was kind of just bullshitting me low-key. And the engine builder was there. I started talking to him, and he was also just throwing me off. And then they were almost all like just trying to like avoid me. I was trying to ask questions and all that, trying to like make sure that my shit's good, you know, like, and if it's not, fuck it, dude, turn the page and let's try and rebuild it, trying to see what else we could do, you know what I mean? But nobody was telling me that the motor was bad, you know? So again, after that day, I had some coolant leaks, so keep this in mind. So whatever, I'm there was 2 people that were actually trying to help me. I don't remember their Instagrams right now, but I'll put them down right here. Those 2 people, shout out to you guys. I mean, you guys were there trying to see what's up, trying to figure it out with me. You guys obviously knew that there was something wrong. I knew that there was something wrong. Everybody else was kind of just trying to fucking bullshit me and steer me to another direction. Maybe so that I don't try and get my money back for that fucking motor. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a million things to think. Again, I'll explain every side. It might not be anybody's fault, and I just got screwed over. I got the bad end of the stick at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But you guys be the judge of that shit. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of history from the motor that I found out recently. That's why I'm just like, man. But anyways, so I'm like, fuck, whatever. I'm going crazy, bro. I'm like, dude, fuck all this shit. Like, everything I'm fucking doing, my shit just keeps fucking breaking, all that, whatever. I'm like, god damn it. I just spent hella fucking money. I spent like $8,000, almost $10,000 just to try and fucking get this shit in there and the built motor and all that. And I was pissed off, you know? I was like, bro, my motor's bad and nobody's admitting to me that the motor's bad. I personally and honestly, at that moment, I thought I was being bullshitted by everybody. I thought even admin was bullshitting me. I thought fucking the engine builder was fucking scamming me. I thought everybody was just like, man, what the fuck? Like, why is everybody trying to make me seem like a fucking fool? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I thought at that moment. I made that post and I was like, bro, what the fuck's going on? This and that. Fucking, this is happening, whatever. I make the post and then everybody on the comments just like, bro, listen to admin, bro, do this, bro, do that, you probably have this wrong, or you probably do this. Like, everybody was over here trying to solve my issues when nobody was actually listening to what I was saying, bro. I'm like, bro, my car is making less power with more boost with a 12-to-1 compression ratio, higher compression. Like, that's already a big ass red flag. Like, everybody should be like, oh shit, bro, something's fucking wrong. Like, hey, you should probably redo it or something. Like, something's wrong. But no, everybody was like, no, bro, just up the boost, up the boost. I'm like, bro, you guys don't even know what you're talking about, bro. If I up the boost, that's more stress to the motor. It's already high compression, bro. Like, I'm already stressing the motor even more when I have higher compression. So now imagine I up the boost, bro. That's even more stress for the motor. That's something that I was not comfortable doing anymore. I was like, and they're telling me to up the boost. Like, it's not all about horsepower. Like, yeah, your car could handle X amount of horsepower, X amount of torque, but you also got to look at the block, bro. It's pressure, it's PSI. Like, if you're going to go with higher PSI, is your block ready for that, bro? Like, it's not. Like, even if with higher PSI, you make like 400 horsepower, like that's obviously bad for your motor, bro. Like, you're putting a lot of fucking PSI in there. So I was thinking like, okay, my motor is rated for 900 wheel, right? But in reality, it's rated for a certain amount of pressure. It's not rated for like a certain wheel horsepower. Yeah, everybody goes based off of rated for X amount of horsepower, but in reality, it's like it's rated for a certain amount of pressure, bro, and that's usually accounted with the number of horsepower. Like, it's like you get a low compression motor, and you put hella boost at it. Like, that's normal because it's low compression. Like, yeah, you could put hella boost at a low compression motor, but that's because it's low compression, bro. Like, a motor could handle that. So like, if you get a high compression, you guys already know. I mean, it's common sense, bro. Like, it's reality, bro. Like, maybe you're gonna disagree with me right there, but it's just reality, bro. So anyways, I was crashing out. Everybody's like, nah, up the boost. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are fucking like, oh my god. And my idea, I was like, maybe I'm fucking stupid. Like, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I am being stupid, and maybe it just takes more boost to get my shit running where it's supposed to. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just fucking step back and let the fucking pros do what the pros gotta do. You know what I mean? So again, I trust. And then admin tells me to up the spring. I'm like, all right, then I'm up the springs. He tells me to get a oil pressure sensor. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get an oil pressure sensor. So I go and I get that shit. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I already wasted so much money. I already spent so much money. I'm like, I'm already hella fucking tired of this car or whatever. Let's see what happens. So, boom, we go again now to this dyno day. So right there, it's already a red flag. So from that point forward, my car was not running good. He didn't finish my tune. He told me to come back for the next one when I have bigger springs or whatever. I'm like, all right. Everybody was like, it's gonna be okay, 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 it's gonna be okay. Bro, clearly it wasn't, bro. You guys should have fucking listened to me. I should have listened to me. But fucking shit, you guys convinced me. It's your guys' fucking fault that this shit's blown. Because if I would have just trusted what I already know, this shit wouldn't have happened, and I could have avoided all of this shit. But anyways, we go. I do what admin tells me to do. I didn't want to do it because I was spending so much money. I ended up, fuck it, I'm fucking committing, and I'm gonna get this shit done one way or another. So I go do it. Now, boom, tune day. This whole entire time from that tune day to this next tune day, I was driving this car and I had no issues. Like, I was fine. There was smoke coming out of my crankcase all the time and oil leaking all the time. That was already a big, like, what the fuck to me, because all the other motors didn't do that shit. But then again, I was like, okay, higher compression, maybe there's just more pressure in the crankcase and it's got to let out more oil. I was like, okay, I want to buy an oil catch can, but I'm not going to buy it yet until I know my motor is 100%, because I ain't trying to buy shit and then have my motor end up like this, which is, thank God, because I was about to buy a fucking oil catch can, bro. So thank God I didn't buy one, because or else it would have just been paperweight like right now. So the car was running fine from that point on to this tune day. Like, I was babying it, I was chilling, all that, whatever. So now tune day is here. I'm fucking excited. I'm like, finally my car's gonna be done. I was like, hopefully I can make 700 horsepower now that I have more fucking boost. I'm like, hopefully everybody was right. Hopefully I am just gonna put more boost and I'm gonna make the power I want to make, and I'm gonna be reliable. I was going in there for, like, with that hope. And we get there and he starts tuning it, and again, issues. Fucking I could already see, like, it wasn't acting how it was supposed to act. I had hope though. I was like, motherfucker, bro. And then he comes and he tells me to go, and he's like, okay, oh, the car makes 626 wheel horsepower with maxed out boost. So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What happened now? Right? And he's like, okay, if you want to make more power, you got to upgrade your turbo, and then you got to upgrade your fuel system. And then at this point, I was like, oh my God, bro, okay. how much did it make or whatever. In my head, I'm like, fuck, bro. Like I'm barely making 3 more horsepower than I was when I was stock, bro. Like in my head, I'm just like, really, bro? Like, no. So then he tells me, he's like, yeah, I upped the boost and it's not making any more power, so you're probably just gonna need a bigger turbo and all that. And I'm like, fuck. Like in my head, I'm like, why the fuck is it not making any more power with more boost and it's not going lean yet? I'm like, something's fucking happening, bro. I'm like, my motor's not good. In my head, I'm like, dude, my motor's not good, bro. But I was like, dude, I'm not even gonna say shit anymore, bro, because I'm gonna just seem like I'm a fucking bitch. Like I'm fucking just nagging and shit. I'm like, because obviously I seen all the comments from that crash out post I made, and I was like, bro, I'm probably the one that's crazy. I'm like, shit, dude, if I say something right now, I'm gonna just be looked at as crazy again. I'm like, I can't even fucking say what I'm fucking thinking because it might be fucking wrong. So I was like, whatever, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna just keep it right here, and then if I want to up the boost later and make more power, then I'll fucking buy a new turbo and do what Adam's telling me. I was like, okay, whatever. So then we pull out the fucking car from the dyno, and what happens? There's a fucking puddle of coolant under my car. I was like, what the fuck, right? I'm like, dude, my heart just started fucking beating right there. I was like, oh, I was like, because I knew what that meant, bro. I was like, there's fucking pressure inside of my cooling system. I was like, dude, there's no way it was a fucking hose. There's no way it was anything that went wrong of like me not tightening something or something like that, because, bro, I've gone through that car so many fucking times before I went to the dyno day, before, like, while driving the car. I drove the car, dude. I would daily drive it to work all the time, bro. Like, it had never leaked. So I was like, obviously something caused this right now. And it was the dyno pulls. And the only reason why it would leak while doing a pull is why? There's pressure in my cooling system. So that's already one sign of a head lift right there, or bad head gasket or whatever. So I'm like, shit, bro. I'm like, whatever, maybe something went wrong. I was trying to think the best right there. So I jack up the car, I look under it, and I'm like, where the fuck is the coolant coming from? I was like, dude, everything's fucking tight, whatever. I look, nothing. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna just drive it home like this. Okay, I'll drive it home. It wasn't enough coolant that came out for it to cause anything. I drove it home and the temp was perfect, it was fine. So I was like, okay, so whatever. I get home, I do a pull, and boom, I leak coolant again. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna just park this shit until I figure it out. I park it, I jack it up, and then I look under. I'm like, dude, I cannot find where the fucking coolant leak is coming out of. So I turn on the car, I look, no drips, no leak. There's nothing coming out. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna go do a pull. I go put it down, I do a pull, and then I look under, leaks. I'm like, oh hell no. So I go jack it up, and I seen it's coming out of an AM fitting. The AM fitting was tight as fuck, bro. But in there I had, I don't know if you guys know those aluminum washers that, or not washers, but those aluminum like little cones that go on top of the AM fitting. When you like have like a little damage on the AM fitting, you could put them on there. I forget the technical term on there of them, but it was on there. So I was like, maybe it was that fucking, that's why it started leaking from there. It was like the weak point. So then I tightened it fucking hella hard, even harder. Like, it was hella fucking hard. I was like, barely got a fucking turn in there. And I was like, okay, I tested it, did a pull, and I had no leak. I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, maybe it was fucking leaking from there. I was like, maybe it was loose or some shit. So whatever. I bleed the system. Everything was fucking cherry. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it to Sacramento. There's a fucking car meet out there, and I want to enjoy this car, bro. I want to just drive it. So okay, so I get into the car. So I get in the car and I'm driving around town. The temperature is perfect. Everything's hella perfect. So I'm like, all right, let's go to the meet. So I go pick up my cousin and then we start heading to the meet. So on the way to the meet, I realized the car bogging a little bit. I was like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna send a log to admin real quick. And the car would bog from like in third gear. Let's say you're just cruising, like any other car, you're cruising and you have the throttle like barely touched, like you're barely touching the throttle just because you're driving and you're cruising, and the car would start like holding back a little bit. It'd be like choking almost. I'm like, what the fuck? I look at the AFR gauges and then it just goes blank. You know, like when you let off and then your AFR goes blank, it starts reading and then it stops reading, and then when you give it throttle, it'll start reading numbers again. Well, my shit, while I had my foot on the throttle, it would go blank. So I'm like, what the fuck? That's obviously something weird. So I hit up Admin. I was like, hey, Admin, like my car's bogging. You think you could check out the file? I just sent you a log right now. And he's like, okay, I'll check it out once I land. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I drive the car to Sacramento. Keep in mind, it's like an hour 30 away. And I was fine. I was babying the car. I didn't do any pulls. I didn't do shit. So I was chilling. So now it's time to leave the meet. So admin messages me and he's like, hey, I just checked out the log. Everything seems fine. Send me a video of the bogging issue. And I'm like, all right, I'll send it right now when I dip, when I'm back on my way home. So I get in the car and I'm driving back home and I was going to send him a log. And then in that moment, there was a challenger just fucking doing pulls right next to me, trying to get me to run it. And I was like, bruh, I'm kind of far from home. I don't know if I trust the car right now, right? I was like, but fuck it. I mean, it did fine on the dyno pull, so let's do a fucking pull. So I did a pull. I was like, fucking did a pull. Felt hella good. And then I was like, shit, like the car's still hella good, right? So then I get next to that dude, and then that dude tries to race me. So then I go and I do a pull next to him, right? Fucking took off on him. I'll put a clip right here. So I took off on him, right? And then from there is where everything started happening. So I take off on him, and I noticed that my temperature gauge, the little dot that's usually behind the middle that you guys know, was right in the middle. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, what the fuck happened? So I take out my phone and I look at the EcuTech app, and I seen that the temperature was rising. It was at like 222 or 2 something like that. I was like, what the hell? I was like, hell no, I'm overheating. I'm like, was there still an air bubble in there or some shit? I was like, what the fuck? I was all telling my cousin, I was like, there's no way there's an air bubble. Like, that shit would have shown itself on the way to Sacramento, bro. Like, there's no way. So I continued driving it, and then the dot, boom, jumps another one, and then another one. And I was like, oh, hell nah. I fucking turn off the AC, I turn up the heater all the way, and at first the car kind of cools down a little bit, goes down. And then I'm like, shit, bro, there's a fucking air pocket. There's an air pocket. I was like, I'm almost home. I'll probably make it to the house. So I'm driving, and then I noticed that when I was cruising on the freeway, the faster I'd go, the cooler it'd get. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just keep driving fast. So boom, boom, I'm fucking driving on the freeway. It was still in the middle. It wasn't like going up anymore. And sometimes it'd like jump up and then it'd go back down. And like it'd be for like a split second. And I was like, fuck. So then I get to a parking lot. I get to In-N-Out. I get there, and as soon as I start slowing down, bro, my temperature just just started rising up. And I was like, oh, hell no, right? So I get to the parking lot, turn it off, and that's when I start checking out the car. And then that's when you guys see that clip on my story when I popped the oil cap and I checked it out and I seen all the fucking milk on there. I was like, no. I was like, there's so much fucking milk on here, bro. Like, I barely drove it, bro. Literally one time after the tune day, I was like, there's no way my head gasket's already blown. Like, there's no way. So then I'm checking it out there and all that. And I look at my crankcase, straight up dripping water, bro. Like, water dripping out of there. I look, all milky inside the crankcase hose. And then I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, no way. My head gasket's actually done. So I sent this a picture to admin, and I sent it to him, and he's like, oh shit, whatever, right? He started asking me some questions. To see like what happened, whatever. And then I answered everything. He's like, yeah, it's probably a bad head gasket or whatever. I was like, fuck. So then I pulled the dipstick. I seen the milk on there too, and I was like, fucking shit, right? I was like, motherfucker. So right there is when I found out that, yeah, I have a bad head gasket. Maybe a sleeve fucking fell from like the closed deck shit, or maybe a head lifted, whatever. So then obviously I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, again, that's where everything just came down falling on me. And I'm like, bro, I literally said something about this the first time I got the motor, the first time we went to go dyno it. Like, I said there was something wrong. And why was I being led on that my car was still good, or that the motor was still good? Why was I being led on, or led with the hope where, like, if I do this, if I do that, if I do this, like, I'll be good. If I do that, if I'll be, like, whatever, you know? And I trusted it, and I listened, and I did it, and I went against what I was thinking because I was thinking I was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm like, fuck, bro. So again, I made that post on Instagram on my story. I'm like, dude, you know what? I was ready to blame everybody. I was ready to just be like, what the fuck, dude? It was this, it was that, it was this, it was that. But then again, every time, like when you're in the heat of the moment, you're gonna get pissed off and you're gonna start trying to see who is to blame. When in reality, bro, everybody's got shit going on. Everybody worries about their own shit, and everybody does shit differently. So I was thinking a bunch of shit, and I was about ready to crash out again. But I was like, fuck it, whatever. So let me just tell you guys what happened now. So now, just to confirm, right now, the motor was bad already when it was sold to me. So I started asking some questions. I was like what happened? What was the history with the car, with that motor or whatever? So I was told that motor was struggling to make higher power than the stock motor that the other guy was running before. And I was like, bro, why did nobody tell me this shit, bro? Like, I was told it was gonna be a good one. Like, I was told it was gonna be capable of X amount of horsepower. And then I was given 2 different build lists, bro. 2 different build lists. I didn't question anything in the beginning because, again, I was trusting, you know? I was trusting that I was being told the right stuff and that that the car was gonna work, bro. Like, that's all. And yeah, so the engine, before it was pulled out of that car, had boosting issues, or it had power issues. So I believe that's why it was sold, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's for another reason. Maybe the guy that sold it didn't know, but there's a possibility where he did know, or maybe the mechanic of that guy knew and he was telling him to sell it. You just don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys that, oh, the guy that sold me the motor is to blame and he finessed me, because I don't know. You know what I mean? I could say like, yeah, he fucking finessed me, I need my money back. But I don't know if maybe he was finessed. Maybe he just didn't work on his cars. Maybe he didn't know. And his engine builder was finessing him. And maybe the engine builder didn't know. And he was just trying to support him and telling him to sell his car. You know, like, there's so many possibilities. I'm not going to sit here and try and blame others. You guys could go on there and then you guys come up with your own conclusions and your own ideas of what you think happened. But I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be fucking blaming, because I understand reality and there's a whole bunch of different possibilities that could have happened. And I'm not here to say a certain thing happened when it didn't. So again, I'm telling you guys, the motor was already bad when I put it in. Did I have the bad luck, or was I scammed? Was it intentional? I'm not going to know. The motor didn't make power the first time because the head was already lifted. It was already leaking, but I was told with these cars, if the head could still be a little lifted when you're under boost, it'll lift, and once you let off, the head will sit enough to not let coolant pass by or like transfer over to the oil. You know what I mean? So that's why I was able to still drive it and still use it and not know that I had a head lift symptom or a bad head gasket or whatever. So I didn't find out until we tried to up the boost more, and then that's when you could see, and it highlighted that the head gasket was obviously bad, or that the head was lifted. So yeah, to conclude it all, the motor was already bad. Don't know if they knew, and it was not the tune. So yes, maybe admin with his experience could have told me what he thought, like, hey, like, this is bad. Maybe when he seen the coolant puddle, he could have told me like, hey, your shit might be fucked up, or whatever. Maybe he didn't even think that it was fucked up. Maybe he was like, oh, this dude probably didn't even tie in his shit right, or some shit. You know, like, you don't know exactly what goes on through everybody's head. So that's why I'm just here. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible, because I understand. I mean, I run a business with my pops too, and I understand that sometimes things don't go right. And what you need to do as a business owner, you need to just respond when it's a mistake from you. And I'm just hoping that everybody else that I've been working with is also acting and doing the same. So I believe that if admin was thinking it was his fault, he would respond and he would try and help me out. But if he's thinking it's not his fault, then it's not his fault, bro. Like, same thing with the engine builder or the guy that sold me the engine. If he thinks he sold me a good motor, then that's what he thinks. That's on his conscience. He thinks he sold me a good motor. I can't be like, hey, give me my money back or whatever. Like, you sold me a fucked up motor and you knew it. Like, I'm not gonna be that dude. Like, whatever. I get the bad end of the stick. I understand reality. I'm not gonna fucking fight it all. So we're gonna turn the page and we're just gonna continue, right? So again, all you guys that were commenting on my post, on my crash out post, you see, I was right. And I told you guys there was something wrong with my car. So at least I get to have that satisfaction where you guys are the dumbass and not me. But I'm still kind of dumb because I didn't trust myself. So, oh well, I'm kind of Ed. Fucking you guys are Ed too. And yeah, so we all just learned a big lesson here. The motor was bad. You guys know that you guys don't just be listening to somebody's opinion. Do your own research, understand how shit works. Don't just be fucking saying shit online because you heard about this other person say it. Like, if you're not sure of something, don't say something you think. Like, if you're not sure about it, don't fucking say shit, bro. So obviously then, like, if somebody would have understood and they would have sided with me, or if like admin, when I was crashing out and then admin was like, oh yeah, dude, it might be something wrong, let's look into it, let's try and do these tests to see, make sure that nothing's wrong with it, that would have been cool, you know. I would have fucking checked it out a little bit more and seen. But again, that's something that I can't control. Admin probably had different things in his head. Maybe he had been through that before, which he later then told me that he had been through before, and his issue was solved by adding more boost. In this case, it was a different case. Again, it was something else that happened. So you just never know what could happen. I don't know. So again, I could sit here and start blaming others, but again, I'm not that kind of person. I never really do that. Every time there's an issue, I always look for the solution. I don't look to see who to blame, because we could blame everybody, bro. I could blame the person walking by that had nothing to do with it, and I could just say like, yeah, but you walked by, so this guy got distracted in this, and be hella mad at that person. Like everybody's gonna be blaming somebody else, and that just leads to nowhere, bro. So what we gotta do now is just see what's the next step. Turn the fucking page. See if I'm gonna end up keeping this car, or if I'm gonna end up selling it, parting it out, putting it back to stock, and then just selling it like that, or if I'm gonna get another chassis. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm tired of it, honestly. I now know the formula. Admin's telling me to get the CSS block, or to send this one in so that they could rebuild it. I've talked to a few engine builders that are good and reputable, from like Florida. I don't know if you guys know Ray. Shout out to Ray. Every time I've had a question, he's always been happy to help. So shout out to Ray. So that's it for today, guys. You guys blame whoever you guys want to blame. You guys could blame me, saying that I was fucking stupid for doing all of this shit, and I should have done this, I should have done that. You guys could blame the engine seller, saying that he fucking knew that the motor was bad. You guys could fucking blame the engine builder, saying that he knew it was bad, so he told him to sell it. Or you guys could blame admin and say that he fucking put a bad tune on my shit or whatever. But again, that doesn't fucking help or do any good for anyone. And you guys don't know the reality. Nobody will ever know the reality. So we're just gonna sit here and deal with the consequences, deal with the bad end of the stick, and then just turn the page and keep moving forward, like that one TJ Hunt guy says, you know what I mean? So yeah, now we at least got this, and we can enjoy this right here. If you guys didn't know, this is like my favorite car of like all time. It's always been. And yeah, at least I gotta be happy that I have this car, and I hope it doesn't ever blow up on me. And if it does, we're gonna do the same thing with that I did with this one. Just keep turning the page, and we just keep solving problems, you know what I mean? So again, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. And yeah, this is my first rambling video and ranting video, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna edit it right now and post it up. So again, this could have been somebody's fault. It could have been somebody's intention to scam me and fuck me over, but we're never gonna know. So I'm gonna think everybody's fucking innocent and everybody was trying to just do good and all that. So that's what I'm gonna think. You guys could think what you guys want. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. If there's a sponsor out there that wants to sponsor this car, hit me up. I mean, that would be sick as hell, because I've been dumping money for 2 years straight and I'm getting nowhere. If somebody wants to sponsor me with the engine build, bro, hit me up, bro. Let's fucking break some records and let's fucking start racing and let's start making content out of all this, and finally let me use it how I could use it. Like, I got a lot of skills up my sleeve that I haven't even showed you guys. I want to do a bunch of videos for this, and I haven't been able to. You guys don't know what you guys are missing out on. So if there's a company out there that wants to sponsor me with something, hit me up. Hit me up. Let's get something working or something going or something. I don't know. But peace out, y'all. Like and subscribe. Peace out.